The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast platform, its affiliates, or even the hosts. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and should not be taken as legal, financial, or professional advice. The host and guests are not liable for any errors of omission in the content, nor for any losses, injuries, or damages arising from the use of the information provided. Listeners are encouraged to seek professional advice relevant to their specific circumstances. Now enjoy.
What up? What up?
Yo, gang.
Hey man, you look a lot like Ezel Moon. Have you seen that guy?
Man, somewhere around here. But you know how I know I ain't him? Because I got the shirt on.
See,
You know what?
that's
You know what?
funny. What up?
You know what?
The truth in there. It's true.
Open our ear and break the hearts. Ezel Moon.
See,
What's good, great people? Ezel Moon in the building. It is Running with Scissors. And we running with scissors today for sure, especially about this community. I'm down here in the middle. We are missing our good sister Michelle from 1L. She's here with us in spirit. Love you, Shell. But I am back in the middle, and I am Ezel Moon. Above me to the left, we got.
wow.
That for you, Penny.
Be like, I thought you was gonna say my name. I was waiting for it. Penny Owens.
I was gonna do the whole let everybody introduce themselves thingy.
All right, but this is Penny Owens. Thank you, E. I appreciate it.
Hey, and to the right,
RG, following directions at your service.
hey, man. And we are going to be giving y'all some amazing takes today on an amazing topic.
What's the topic?
Community accountability. What are you doing to help your community? We want to know what the actions are. We're not just here to be talking about stuff. No more.
Right.
This seems like this is going to touch into something that we have a actual event coming up that you guys should definitely make sure you guys come to. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Juneteenth.
Right. It just might happen to be a community event. Maybe.
Yeah. Community event.
Saturday, June 14th at 7 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. You know where you live at, so do the math. We are going to have a Juneteenth community discussion. We are trying to build community, and we are talking about action steps, not just the whys and the complaints. Not here on the front, right? It's only $5. Get your tickets. Come on through. Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors. Tell your loved ones. Tell your community, because this is a conversation you shouldn't miss. You need to be a part of.
You will definitely see some amazing things while at this event. Like, you're gonna see our public speaking mode, where we actually galvanize our constituents to making a major change within the spaces that they do. So we can't wait for y'all to pull up, be there, man. We got so much going on. Let's see, y'all. I did have a quick softball question to start us off with, though, real fast before we move into some crazy stuff we saw on the internet. Y'all want to?
All right. Okay.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
You have $1 million to spend on your community. What is the first? Yeah, what's the first thing you do, and why?
Okay.
And if you say deposit $500,000 into my personal checkings, I'm kicking you off. You can't. You got this guy.
Sir. It would have been $750,000 personally. Why stop at half? But however, since I am a child of the light, since I'm a child of the light,
$990,000 into my personal checkings.
Actually, if I'm in Detroit, I'd probably start a community fruit market, if anything, because we have a lot of urban farms, but they're all kind of individualized. So I would actually create a space where people from the neighborhood can actually sell their goods to bring more fresh food, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because we actually have one in Detroit, but they're only open on the weekends. So if you don't get downtown by the time 4 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, then you miss out on a lot of good quality fresh food. So if we put them more towards inside of our city where people actually are, not the tourists, more people can actually have, I don't know, fresh food.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah.
See, the first thing that I would do is get some land to build upon. And like that, like I would get some buildings and situated and just start sorting out the community, whether it's housing, somewhere for food, somewhere just for us. So I would get some land to start building upon.
I would definitely get us get a financial, you know what I'm saying, someone that actually knows the finances. That'd be the first thing, so that I could actually take, you know, some type of instructions. You know, like if I'm going to start by making a trust and say, okay, well, hey, through the trust, then we buy the land and we buy the LLCs, and we say, okay, well, each land goes to each LLC, and then each of those on each of those lands we will have farms that employ these people, so we give those people jobs and we know how to pay them, and you know, we give a budget to each of those, you know, each of those small companies, and then we take that, and then we were like, okay, well, with what we have left over, we purchase a space in different neighborhoods to sell produce at a low, you know, something very, 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 very cheap, so that people are able to actually have fruit and vegetables, and we on paper are showing that, hey, you know, we have very much low income, but you know, we know what we're doing, and we're making it do what it do. I think that right there, and that's a beautiful thing, the fact that everybody was like, land and food. Land. It's like we all know that deep down inside, to make the biggest changes necessary, we need to change what it is that we put into our bodies, and you know what I'm saying,
exactly,
be able to like have something that means something
that you own.
Yeah,
like for real, like and you know, with basic needs, food, shelter, water, you need to get some ownership of that so that you can make sure that you have the quality that you need. And because they tripping on all of it, you know, they tripping on all of it. So it's like, that's, if you're gonna be self-sustaining, then you need to get those basic needs under your own control.
Absolutely
For sure. But I like everybody's answers, because that's the proof that it does take a village. If everybody's mindset is touching on the bigger picture, then you're more likely to establish the bigger picture. Absolutely. That's why community is important. You can't do it on your own. You can't do that on your own.
One thing, if I couldn't do I would say this: if I couldn't actually do the fruit market, I'd probably do a place where homeless people can have addresses. One of the big problems with the people being homeless is they have no address, so you can't send checks there, information. So I would want to set up a system where they would have a legal address where they can receive information, because there would be a lot less homeless people if they actually could get the proper documentation to get the help. So it's a catch-22. You ain't got no address, but they want to give you stuff to address you don't have.
Right.
See, that's one of those things that me and my husband talks about, where if you establish a community, then you can give the help. I mean, forget just giving them an address, give them a home. Like if you had like an apartment building that homeless people can stay in, then you have them contribute to the apartment building, whether it's maintenance, whether it's some type of jobs, working through it, if they're working, helping with the land and the garden out back, but just help them to be established and useful. Then it just kind of takes care of itself, creates some type of ecosystem where the people are actually being utilized versus just homeless, because they are very smart.
Right.
I've met some awesome homeless folks that prefer to be in their situations or have been forced, but I'm talking about intelligent, very intelligent.
And the reason why I said that, because we have a lot of abandoned schools in Detroit, and you may not be maybe making perfect housing, but it does provide shelter and structure, and it's multi-level. So you can take a lot of that space and do stuff with it.
You know, I'm surprised that we haven't done yet. That we're like, even though, like, I mean, you know, with our own is mind you, buy one of these, abandoned structures and just, buy and hold, just so that, in case of when people want to, because there's gonna be somebody that comes by later on down the line that's gonna want to purchase it, and that we can sell that in the future.
Hey, cuz you know what? When I was in Baltimore, one of the things that a lot of people didn't know about that I actually fell in love with is that they had penny auctions. They had auctions on a lot of the buildings starting off at a penny, but they didn't advertise it. No one freaking knew. And I see that a lot in the city, where not even just in the city, but in government, where they have things that could resolve true issues and they tell no one. And then they have these large meetings, like national freaking summits, that they'll have meetings where we don't know where the money needs to go. No one showed up for the applications, but just like, you knew it. You didn't tell anybody.
Of course.
You didn't tell anybody, so why are you acting like you don't know where that money can go? There's plenty of places for that money to go, but you have to do the research, and that's one of those things where if you're knowledgeable, share your knowledge, share your resource, and let the people know. But the people don't know, and people got to take accountability in some type of leadership roles, because a lot of people don't want to fix things, especially in our community. You don't want to fix her up, but a shell is full of potential. An empty school, like I see an empty school building or those empty shopping centers, and my imagination just goes with all the different things that it should be illegal to have full-blown apartment complexes empty for years. And I know in Baltimore there's so much that's just desolate.
Yeah,
how do you all these homeless people empty?
I want to find. I need to find where those. I would like to find where those are actually at, so that I myself can. I told y'all that's the goal for me. I want to own apartment complexes and then
the investments.
Yeah, man. That way I could not only just have them for the luxury ones, but also have the ones for low income, and also my people that just those who just need help. Like, everybody needs a place to stay, and so I want to be able to provide that, and then make that move. But,
yeah, the market is like not even just the market for housing, but like rent's ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
it's absolutely madness. Like, what are wet one bedrooms looking like where y'all live at?
Shoot. Like house prices, damn near.
I mean,
depends on where you're renting at.
That's really just it. Because I mean, honestly, I know some spots that you for one you might be looking at 16, but also some spots for one you're looking at 33.
Ain't that crazy?
That's
mortgage money, homie.
Yeah. I remember when
that's how I be touching them like extra, like them extra ones would be like, nah, you coming, you hit 8, me leading you for 5. Like, but these are but like this is happening because of inflation and just so much stuff is going on, dog. Like, I mean, the line between those who have and who have not, that divide is just widening as we continue to live day to day, you guys.
Right.
But inflation is just the excuse. It's the excuse for the chaos, and folks don't have to even fall into, like, how you see gas stations like across the street from each other competing with the gas, and it's like, why don't they just leave it low? Because if it's low, then everybody's gonna come with you. Like, why do you have to be greedy and raise the prices when it's a need? It's not going anywhere.
Profit margin, sister.
But even if everyone comes to you because you're 15 cents cheaper, then why even compete? It's like, you don't have to do that. And I'm like, if we took the initiative to have property and lands, you can set the rent where you want to. You don't even have to gouge like that. Like, you really don't. Folks is greedy for no reason at all. No reason at all.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I mean, for them, their reasoning is always going to be family, or just like to enrich the folks that they are connected to as well. Their generations, just all these different things. I don't believe that, to me personally, right? I don't know if we're all above doing the same thing, if we're inside of those situations. If you know for a fact that you
own a chain
of gas stations and you have the knowledge that if I go up 1 cent, okay, I make 500,000, but if I go up 2 cents, I can make $1 million. And people will still come. I don't know, dog. Like, for me personally, I'm like, I would hate to say that, I hate that level of honesty that I have with myself, but I feel like I would go up to 2 cents. Will there be days now for me, because of the fact that my heart is set up like, okay, there's going to be days and times where, it's going to be a gas going to cost this much day, and this is going to the community out, for sure. But would I be the one to make sure that my family eats as well? Oh yeah, because we've watched it happen so many different times in so many different ways.
No, it's crazy. That's when you kind of have to have your own moral code. A point where you wouldn't cross. I understand survival. I understand taking care of your family. I understand even taking advantage of opportunities. I totally understand that too. But there should be a cap when you just know that you're just flat out using people. At least be honest with yourself. If I'm taking advantage of the situation, then hey, look, then do what you do. At least you know that I'm going to take advantage of the situation. But I just wish that there were more who would pull together to make some changes so that it doesn't continue to go into that situation. It's like you shouldn't pride yourself if you're a part of the problem. Like I understand, taking care of yourself, but it's like at some point you got to understand that you are a part of the problem.
I believe you're right. I just think that, no one sees themselves as the problem,
Right.
That's the thing about being so, at those levels. You don't see yourself as the problem. You see yourself as the solution for your people. And that's it. And
that's our government's fault. I blame it on them. Like the way that they have set the rules and the game is not to benefit us. It's, plays us against each other. We're not well educated. We're not well informed. We are definitely not set up to be independent. They want us to be dependent. And
I do have a bit of a pushback. I don't agree with that because we already know the game is stacked. We know what the rules are. We wouldn't be talking about if we didn't know what we were up against. So when did it become our ownership to do our own shit? Because think about it. Like if I keep blaming everyone else, what am I not doing? I'm not turning a mirror and looking at myself and seeing what I can do to fix the problem.
And honestly, think about what it is that we're doing, even with this network. I believe that what we're trying to do is we're trying to get to that other side while also saying, hey, you know what? We're going to make sure that we help those that the places in which we come from, help those in which, who need the help. It is, in fact, I believe that if we were to be so for real with you, I believe that if we were just a whole lot more, if all of us was a whole lot more just selfish and said, nah, we just for Delph, we would be a whole lot further down the line, right? We would, it's just that our morality would be called into question. You know what I mean? And the thing is, and now, especially with what is being experienced, it is less and less and less for me, from my point of view. It's less about, hey, what you look like, more about what you have. But the thing is, because of history, that layer of what you look like will always be there. You know what I mean? Like it's literally like if you ain't
what it is.
If you ain't got it and you don't look like you got it, you are that's it. Like you out of there.
Hey, so you true. It's
true. Can I answer your question, E?
If you ain't got it, but you know what I mean, like you do. No, like, but I don't know how to explain it without.
I got a question for you, real quick. I got a question for you. So you said selfish, right? Right? We should be more selfish?
No, I'm not saying that we should be. I'm saying.
Okay, I'm saying so I can keep that $750,000 and work with that $250,000.
Nah, hell nah.
Damn, all right.
I would.
I'm just saying, be selfish. I feel like I'm fair for giving them $250,000.
There's a way to do it to where you can flip like a portion of it into $1 million, and then what's it called?
Yeah, I transfer that $1 million to my checking account, like you said earlier.
See,
y'all watch the beginning of the show and catch that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Running with Scissors. Where
no, but you're right, E. Like a lot of people got to understand, it's not about white or black; it's about green.
Yep.
And if you ain't got the green, then they're not dealing with you. They're not helping you.
No,
that's it.
and we're literally, but the thing is, it's not like we're not. I mean, honestly speaking, we're not acknowledging the fact that that's still gonna be there. Like I said, there's a certain layer of that, but right now, the biggest thing is, do you even have the bread to be able to, like, you know what I mean, to walk in the door? So.
But that's why community is important. And that's why right now it's more important than ever, where it doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't even matter if you're legal or not. They're doing what they want. They're changing the rules of engagement in real time. And that's why it's important for you to not stranger danger, not be selfish, not be trying to check in on yourself. You better find out who your community is and who you're going to lock arms with. Because at least if everybody puts a little bit of money together and invest in it, it's yours. Co-op and cooperation, that's some real stuff. And folks really need to get on it. Like, start building these things together, because it's going to move faster.
Absolutely.
It's power in numbers. Like, literally, there's power in numbers. And folks need to understand that. Like, this ain't the time to be selfish, nor by yourself.
Right.
It's not.
Time to be selfish, nor by yourself. That's very powerful. I like that quote. That was Penny Owens, you guys. Make sure y'all put that one down. Like, what time we at? Yeah. Put that one inside your notebook, man. Write that one down.
I'll put that up on the board. That was dope.
That was fire. That was fire. Yeah, we're gonna clip that. But yeah, man. I believe it's. Hey, I've been sending y'all a bunch of crazy stuff that's been happening on the internet. By the way, I just want y'all to know, like, I have. I've been on different parts of the internet. There's some wild stuff out there. But
so I'm curious to the one that's brewing them wheels right now. Can't you see it on his forehead?
I would have to, like, I'm gonna go during the commercial break and go look at, like, at least 5 of the things in which I sent y'all. But,
cool. So we're gonna do crap after we see it on the internet after commercial break. Sweet.
For sure.
Nice.
Okay.
Setting the table there, folks. I'm a professional every once in a while.
Really? We still got a couple of minutes. Paying attention. He paying attention.
That's right.
No, if you were okay, so right now, especially, I don't know if you guys know, viewers, we are not in the same city.
Nope.
So we are on different parts of the country, and we don't even have everybody that's a part of the network on this particular show, but we are established in different portions of the country. So we are talking about different realities, as well as the likenesses that we all are experiencing.
Which is
in your particular cities, what do you think needs to be addressed the most as far as your community where you are? What are you seeing?
Please put it in the chat. We'd like to hear your thoughts, because someone can come back and watch this and get ideas on how to help their own community. So don't be shy.
Yes, please. But what are you seeing the needs? What do you think should be addressed? Because I know there's so many problems that everybody's having right now.
I know somebody having a problem. Where Ezel go?
Oh, my bad. I'm what's called. I don't know what
we talking about problems. We got one right here.
You're like, oh, right, Wi-Fi signal. All right, we're gonna put that on the list.
Yes. Community Wi-Fi. Broadband.
He said broadband. But E, what are you seeing? Like, what do you think is one of the top things that need to be addressed where you are?
Man, honestly speaking, the wage gap. The wage gap, man. Like, just how much money people are making. No one can really, like, live off of that, you know. I think that's a very real thing, you know. There's a lot of government. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of different, like, government assistance, you know. But all the different government assistance kind of needs to just really just be in the forefront of people's faces. But yeah, like that wage gap, man. Everybody needs a job. Everybody deserves to have a job. Everybody deserves to have a stable source of income. So and also everybody deserves to have like a job that actually pays them something that they can live off of, especially if there are people that rely on them. So I believe that
Right.
one right there is a big one. Yeah, we need to create that.
I like that. I think they should have a salary cap, and
Yeah.
it should be reprioritized because the stuff that entertainment gets paid, sports get paid compared to teachers and doctors, the people who actually deal with our youth, our future.
Right.
It should be illegal. Like it shouldn't be allowed at all.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I just think that the teachers and doctors should just get paid vastly more. Like, but the ones though entertainment entertainment brings on ad revenue. You have different companies that want to make sure that they sponsor these people. You have a
Right.
bunch of eyes from millions of people all over the world. Like my thought process on this has kind of changed over time because of the fact that you literally you can't punish the people for what the other people want. You know what I mean? Like you can't punish them for like what the other people want to consume. If the people want to consume that, then cool, let them consume that. And let those who are the ones that are being consumed, let them, get their fair consumption from, like, let them get their fair wages. It's just for those who are educators and healers and protectors in their day-to-day lives, like they just need to get paid vastly more as well. They should in fact be like, if you know for a fact that if it was a standard thing for like, oh, if you are going to be a teacher, a doctor, a firefighter, a police officer, minimum you're getting $150,000. You would get the best of the best.
Exactly. Yes.
Everywhere,
for sure.
Sea to shining sea, like it hands down. Like,
can you imagine what that would look like?
It wouldn't be a thing like when people could have conversations like, "Oh yeah, I'm a teacher." "Oh, you're a teacher?" Like, what do you mean? Yeah, you're a teacher. Yeah, no, like it would be a thing. Like, oh, this person is an educator.
It would be honored the way it should be. Like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, thank you. Because that's how you should approach teachers. Thank you. You are only raising our future, like in real time. All kinds of stuff. That would
double
be
thanks
awesome.
to the ones that actually care.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, that's the big one. Because boy, you see the ones that don't care, and you see how they back with these babies. It changes your mindset, boy.
It changes a lot. It's like we have a lot of things that I'm not going to say that's going underneath the rug, but it's not prioritized correctly for sure. And we're learning more on that. Anybody who has not been paying attention to like just the government issues and things, it's unavoidable now. It's affecting everyone's households, and it's personal. It's hitting home, and you can't ignore it anymore. But it's like it's chaos when you think about all the things that we just are not paying attention to, that we've taken for granted. All the different subsidies and things just taken for granted. Even when folks want to be like, oh, folks who should just be getting a check. That I'm working hard. You shouldn't be getting a check. I can say for myself, because I was in poverty, period. If it wasn't for Medicaid, I would not even been able to have the brain surgery that I had. That, you know what I mean? Moving forward. It's like, it's important. Everybody not there just catching a check. A lot of people and a lot of children especially need those services. They don't want to be on it. Everybody doesn't want to be on it forever.
Right.
But they need a little bit of help. And that's a lot of people. They just need a little bit of help and an opportunity to get out and to do things on their own. Everyone wants to be by themselves, like independent. They don't want to be dependent on someone else. But the fact that these things are getting cut from our youth and the elderly, like everybody is being hit, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I guess for me, I'll say this and we can go to break. The troubling thing is how they can vilify helping people. I think that's the most criminal thing I've seen so far. Where shame on you for falling on your luck and needing help and wanting to eat food every day and not have your kids die. How dare you? And I think that's the most incredulous thing I've heard so far, where they are trying to make it seem like you're the problem because you need help. But our society was geared to help people and help people get on their feet. but then
God.
you try to make those people feel like crap because they got the help you offer them in the fucking place. It irritates me so much.
Have you guys seen because I know it wasn't just here in Texas where like underneath overpasses and bridges where homeless people would be, that they would change the way that they would lay out the groundwork underneath these overpasses so that homeless people would not be comfortable. Like spikes and stuff in the ground so they couldn't sleep on the ground. You've seen that? And I know they were passing out tickets, like you would actually get a ticket and fined if you were caught helping and giving money to anybody that was homeless. It's like, are you serious? You're going to punish people for helping for something you should be doing as a city? It's nuts. The priorities are all jacked up.
Yeah,
it's all jacked up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, have y'all seen how as time has gone by, the worse and worse the homeless get treated? Like, not only in just like how like they've had to migrate from place to place, like just from city to city, but just also in just in how they just get treated on an individual basis.
Right.
It's really, really interesting. I don't know whether or not it's because if it's a sign of the times or if it's just, people, their empathy, their understanding, their kindness has just gotten to such an abysmal place. But I am very much so confused by it, man. And I don't know, man.
Our culture is definitely imploding with just like the lack of empathy and compassion. It's all about like everyone's in survival mode, whether they admit it or not, right? Like they're trying to create this world of whatever's inside their head, whatever they think it should be. They don't want to play fair with anybody else. Everyone's just kind of fending for themselves. But these kids now, they are numb. Like they have actually completed the whole process and conditioning of just desensitizing these kids. They are very, very smart. Very smart. They are quick on their feet. They think really, really good. But it's like the common sense is not necessarily there, and they just are completely numb to compassion and empathy. And it's not even their fault.
Like to this day, I still get a rush off of like just helping someone. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like like that's exactly what it's like. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's like I don't know, man. Like it's like there's a certain level of clarity that comes through whenever you extend a hand, whenever you just be there for somebody else. But it seems as if that feeling is not. It's foreign. It's very much so foreign to this time period.
Yeah.
My bad.
Oh no. No, I'm with you. I didn't want to break your thought, but it's break time.
Oh yeah, my bad, y'all.
No, you was cooking. Hey, we moved. Yay. We're new spots.
It's interesting how that feels different. That's
Yeah.
crazy. It's retarded.
The funny part is, I'm going to tell you, big shout out to Detroit Slap Boxing, not just for sponsoring us. He now has a sponsored race car. So if you check out his website, you can see the sponsored race car. Pretty dope stuff. So big shout out.
We getting canceled, boy. Like, what?
No, he legit has a race car. He really does.
Once this gets to like 20 million people, like right when 20 million people are watching this on a day-to-day basis, and they go back and they look, we are getting canceled. Don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it. I just be like, it's over. What? I'll tell you later, bro.
Like, okay.
See, you just funny.
That's all right.
Moon and
what I miss.
Penny and RG. And we shout out to everybody that comes back and discovers this episode. And shout out to our editor who we hired to scrub every last episode.
You said scrub it.
Scrub all of them, bro. Add beeps, bleeps, all of that, because right.
No, it was good.
Hey,
look, by then, and look, by the time we get to every household regularly, look, we'll probably facing other issues and why they'll be trying to get rid of us because we're trying to help. We're trying to make a difference.
Oh, wait. I gotta put this up. Hold on.
What?
She's gonna put Michelle back, put you on the other side. It's her OCD kicking in.
Oh my gosh.
Good Lord.
That's too funny. Hey, Michelle.
Oh, Michelle, it does work when we pay the bill.
That is
it does work when we pay the bills. It's great.
That is too funny.
We could, like last week, they wouldn't let us switch sides because the check hadn't cleared. So we had to stay on the wrong side of the screen. Shout out to StreamYard.
For real?
Yes.
StreamYard need to be sponsoring us, man. We should.
I know.
Yeah. At this point,
that's StreamYard,
you should be paying us because I know people use StreamYard after come see this.
See. Now, did you find your video that you wanted to talk about on the internet? Did you pick one?
Yeah. So
wait. Hey, engineer, please, ma'am. Can you play this?
Crap I seen on the internet.
Thank you, Miss Engineer.
Now you saying please and whatnot. Earlier it was hey, do the thing I motherfucking told you to do, Ike Turner. Goddamn.
No, you're talking about the producer of a show there, Mr. I show when I feel like it.
Pick that show. No,
man, put on that purple and start acting different up in here.
He said put on that it's the purple. It's the color purple.
It's the purple.
The color purple. That's why he having a little.
I know.
All right, it's funny.
Flexing his muscle, Mr. on steroids. Look at him.
This man's stupid. Hey, look, you know what's funny is like actually, so I've made it to that point of where in my fitness journey to where I get accused or asked if I do steroids, and I have never touched one. like I haven't like seen them in real life. Yes.
Right.
Touched one? Never. Because you know my immediate thought process is it's gonna make I can't have it affect.
Can't gamble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't gamble.
Yep. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, right. Got it.
You like, no. Look, listen.
Do they flat up really just ask you? Do you take steroids, or do they like ease into the conversation? They just flat out ask you?
It's like they ease it in. And the thing is, it's so funny because it was like I was with a group of Marines. Shout out to the Marines. And one was like, yo, you use. I'm like, nah, I just keep going. And then what's even worse is that I just tell her, like, I say, you know what's gonna piss you off is what gym I go to. He's like, don't tell me you go to Planet Fitness. I'm like, I do go to Planet Fitness.
What's wrong with Planet Fitness?
I'm faithful.
What's wrong with Planet Fitness?
and every now and again I go to a different person's gym, but I'm mainly at Planet Fitness, man. Mainly at Planet Fitness. And Planet Fitness need to sponsor me because I know for a fact people go to Planet Fitness because of me.
Hey, look, I agree. You should tell them, hey, look, y'all need to pay me for my work.
I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, look, it's right now. Yeah. Put them on there.
So let's see. What is the crap I've seen on the internet? I want to talk about my own personal stuff, but I'm gonna just let that be. I'm gonna let that be where it's at.
This is a safe space, sir. Share.
Y'all know I should.
It's only worldwide.
But,
it's worldwide.
It's just the fact that it's just I so many DMs that I get based upon on my fitness page, right? But that's another day. That's another time, another story. That'll be on the Patreon.
Got it, right?
For real. So, I just recently, I'm scrolling through, right? And I'm looking online about, this is guy and this girl, and when the guy, he just still believes in gender roles. And so, he's like, his girl's like about to try to change her own tires. She's like, oh, what you doing? He's like, I'm about to change my tires. He's like, man, that's a man's job. And so, he changed the tire. She sees that she's trying to bring in some the waters from her car. Like, what you doing? He's like, I'm trying to bring water. Yeah, baby girl, that's a man's job. And he do that, and he have her bring in the bread. She about to take out the trash. She's like, what you doing? Oh, baby, I'm about to take out the trash. She's like, no, baby, that's a man's job. And he takes the trash out. But she see him, he in the house, he vacuuming, clean. She's like, what you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just straighten up cleaning. That's all. And she said, oh, I know that's right.
Yeah, that's kind of right, because I don't understand where we got to the point where there's men job and women jobs. If you live at the crib and you don't got another person to clean up, who the hell gonna clean up outside of you? Unless you're paying somebody. So eventually you will have to take out your own trash, wash your own dishes. And Lord forbid the man you got is not there when your tire go flat and you ain't got no more AAAs. Guess what you doing? Changing the tire. Yeah. Kind of what it is. All hands on deck.
I think everybody should know how to do each individual job, and they should be willing to. But I do think that there are certain roles that men and women are supposed to play, and that lines have gotten blurred. And I think that internally, even if we don't understand that, you can feel it. You can feel it. Like if you have just the woman working and the man's not, you can feel that imbalance. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you got the man working and the woman's not taking care of the house, she's just at home, you can feel that imbalance. So I think everybody should be willing, ready to step up to the plate if your partner needs help. You know what I'm saying? If there's a lack, you need to be able to fill in that void, like, yin and yang, and play off of each other. But there are certain roles that as a man and a woman you should be playing.
Does it make sense to have that thought process, that baseline standard of, my woman should have a job, or my man should have a job, or any of that, especially if you don't know who your actual, who you're supposed to be yoked to, who your actual destined partner is supposed to be, or anything. Like for me, I remember having that thought process of, I would never ever want my woman to work or anything like that, or I wouldn't want all my wives to have to do
wives. I heard that.
Or my
shout to Ali Pablo over here. Good job.
Or my one, or when my thought process changed a little bit, and I was like, our one wife and all of our multiple conquests, that we wouldn't want them to have to do anything. We just want them to just come through and service us as needed. But in my actual heart of hearts nowadays, what I believe,
there's a joke in there, but I'm gonna leave it alone. It's too fresh.
Where it's at?
$10,000 rent. That's how it all starts. It's all bad.
But so just know, I believe that at this point in time, with what you said, as far as hey, be willing. But I feel like, that willingness, people get so annoyed with the fact that willingness doesn't turn into action, right? That it becomes that's where it becomes a problem for them. You know, I myself have understand that. Okay, well, hey, you have the willingness, you have the capacity to do any and everything, right? Like that's amazing. I personally, you know, will always make sure that my household, everything in which that is necessary for me, for me, my and all those who are attached to me to thrive is gonna be there. But you know what I'm saying, if I'm knocked down or I'm hurt or I'm, you know, anything, my significant other, who I decided to be yoked to for the rest of my life, although I don't have this, you know, this inside of my head that, hey, this is a necessity for you, like I think that I do in fact still kind of have a little bit of underlying, you know, that's what I would want.
Right.
I don't know if it even makes sense for me to have that. You know what I mean?
Why wouldn't it?
Well, right. But that's called one, communication. If you have somebody that's willing and it hasn't turned into action, then are they really willing? One, because it didn't turn into action, maybe they're not really willing. And you should ask. There should be no assumptions in a relationship. Communication is everything. If there are certain things, if you're stepping down and you need someone to step up and they don't, you don't know what they've been through. Maybe they were taught to only move when asked, right? But if you never ask, then you don't even know. If you don't have that conversation, then you don't even know what they're willing to do or capable of doing. So communication helps with all of that. And for the first part of your question, where you're like, okay, should you still necessarily have an understanding of different roles if you don't know if that's the one or the one you're going to stay with or the people you're going to be with for the rest of your life? Homie, you answer your own question. If you're not sure, don't do it. That's it. Don't give 100% if you're not even 100% sure. How about give the percentages of what you're willing to do? If you're about, 30% sure that this, I might want to play with you, I might want to enjoy your time, then only give 30% of your actions and energy. I think that makes sense. Why give 100% and give all your all or be wife and husband material if that's not someone you have decided to be your wife or your husband? I'm a firm believer of that. If this is snacking Saturday night, then send them home with their popcorn. Don't be making breakfast. That's how I feel about it. But if you're I'm just saying.
By the way, what type of snack are we talking? Are we talking popcorn? Are we talking like Pizza Hut?
I guess it depends on how much work they did. I'm just saying. That makes sense to me. Let's just be real about it. If you snack materials, then that's what we're doing.
Hey, Ezel, what type of snacks you be providing?
Dick. My
When you say horrible, you have to say it like real smooth, right? See, you messed up the jokes. Come on, guys.
Smoothies, Gene. What is this? See. All right, look. I'm just gonna say it. So he over here talking.
You gonna get a protein shake.
A protein shake. He over here giving smoothies to Gene. I bet you over there giving massages and rubbing feet for folks who ain't even committed. What are you doing? Smoothies.
Oh man.
You gonna get some vitamin D, some collagen, all that. You gonna get it all. My bad, man. I apologize.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
No, I'm just saying the way there's only but so much energy you should be putting if you're not dedicated, and there's only but so much energy you should be expecting if you're not dedicated. That's what I'm saying.
That might be the bomb smoothie though, man. Shoot. Why go to Tropical Freeze? I can just go to the homie house. You know what I'm saying?
Look, you about to give them a whole bunch of energy for the next stop.
They're gonna get a nice little energy boost, all right.
Is this a replacement boost? I'm just saying. Be like, look, I'm trying to make sure you stay hydrated, babe. You know what I'm saying? Between me and you, whatever. Right.
I can say no. Ezel, what's the oxygen tanks for? You'll find out.
Oh, they're gonna find out.
That's the flag, ladies.
Why you got wheelchairs lined up at the door? You gonna see.
You know what? If it's duct tape, baby oil, oxygen tanks, that's the flag. We're not staying and go back out into the parking lot slowly. Like
no, technically it's a federal case right now. Just be careful. It's a federal case right now. Just be careful. Just saying.
Look. I'm just saying that no. We get stuck on some of the roles. Be like, okay, a man's supposed to take out the trash.
You damn. You better believe she gets stuck.
I was like, oh God.
It was too easy. I just kind of walked into that one. Really.
Lord.
My bad. I'm sorry.
All good though. All good.
No, but you just want to be clear what it is that what you're doing and be real about it. That's one thing, at least, E, with everything that you're saying, even with your polygamy mood, you're honest about it. You know what I'm saying? At least he honest about it.
Mood, though.
And look, at least he honest about it. I wish a lot of folks would wear they truth on their t-shirt or they hat. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a mood, though. How do you make polygamy a mood? You know,
easy.
Happy, sad, polygamy. Wait a minute.
Have you not talked to your peers? Yeah, they go in and out of these moods like it ain't nothing now. Like, you know, how am I feeling today? I feel like going. Some folks do that. What you mean? It's a mood.
I'm sorry. I just never felt polygamy when I woke up in the morning.
That's this generation. This generation put on all kinds of hats. Okay,
it's hilarious because in my thought process, I'm like, it's not a mood,
right? It's a lifestyle, if anything. You know?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Until you change your mind, it's a mood.
Until I change my mind. I ain't gonna lie to you. Shout out to the one, to the only young lady that ever made me consider monogamy. I appreciate that. That was that thought process was amazing. That was like it was like, but now I'm like, now I'm not even like, I don't know. I'm literally somewhere in between ethical non-monogamy and polygamy. But to the one that made me consider strict just monogamy, like this is gonna be the only one, you and me. Hey, as a matter of fact, camera on me.
I got this.
Hey, how are you? So I want to give you a big shout out, and I appreciate you, having me learn more about myself through me considering monogamy. It was a beautiful, beautiful passing thought. Sincerely speaking, I appreciate that. But ethical non-monogamy or poly me, because y'all got it. If you come to my wedding and you see only one woman, just understand it's a couple in the crowd. It's a couple ladies in that crowd.
Oh my gosh!
That's coming to the honeymoon. Like for sure. If you come to that wedding, hey, look. Wait, I'm gonna say when y'all come to that wedding, just understand it's a couple of them in the crowd that's gonna be like, boy, I can't wait till they jump this broom, boy, because
but see, why not have them all up front? What kind of sister wives you gonna have them in the audience?
Nah, ain't no sister wives. I told you all I need is one wife. Like all I need is one wife.
One wife and the okay. So what do you call your other concubines? Like what's their title?
Concubines.
Whoa. Okay. New word, folks.
No. We just call them
pressure relievers.
Me and my ex used to actually have a name for them. We used to call them the pull-ups.
See, that's not much better. They walk around like diapers.
Wild, bro.
Right, they sound like doctors and
wild.
Hey, look, he might just say side chicks that's up front. They said they side chicks that's up front. Frontline hoes, whatever. Just okay.
They were just really cool young ladies. A shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all for making that.
So good.
Hey, look. However,
however,
everyone wants to contribute to their community's needs.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, within my community, they're gonna be contributing. All right, they're gonna be contributing to it all. I never
got it. Right.
We had one. Oh my gosh. We had one of them babysitting.
See, let him just stay over there.
Right.
Yo, listen, let me tell y'all something. I don't know what a normal life is for people. Mine will never be normal. Anyway,
it's your own normal.
Yeah, it's your own normal.
Yeah, right. My normal is always going to be different, but I'm grateful for that. Anyway, where we at? Yeah.
See, I want to hear from the audience. I want to know what they doing with their community. We see what he doing with his, but what are you doing to help your community?
I like what she did there. I know what he's doing in his community. Well done.
He over there throwing his royal oats.
Oh snap! That's funny, dog.
Right.
He over there
Coming to America up in here. My son works. Like, yes.
Okay, his juices and
Nice.
berries. All right.
Yeah, they're gonna get them juices, all right.
The smoothie. That's what we'll call it.
The
Ew.
smoothie. Ah!
Ew.
That's my one per list. Yes. Shout out to Jane. Thank you for the smoothie.
Oh my god.
That is gross. You have ruined smoothies for me.
Oh,
Babe.
the
That's
protein.
not.
Oh, the protein smoothie.
Yeah, let's sink in. Let the joke sink in. Let it.
Oh
See?
my god, that is funny.
Jean says, going to work, minding my business in my community. Is
You
that
know
a
what?
contribution, Jean?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why. Because sometimes people go way too far trying to mind your business. So some people need to do what we call shut the hell up and mind your business. I'm telling you, because there's some people who they're so busy in their business, they're not even taking care of their own.
Oh, okay.
What did Dave Chappelle say? Sanction me with your army. Oh wait, you ain't got an army. I guess that means you need to shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
Up.
So many things could just be resolved by people just minding their damn business. Because you can't get somebody to pick up trash and they're standing right next to a garbage can, but they'll hop in somebody else's business that they ain't got no damn business.
Oh.
Easy. So if people just want to shut the hell up and know when to mind business and when to mind, a lot of stuff will be resolved.
Absolutely.
Just simply that.
Let's see. I see what you're saying as far as like the nosy folks that's always in other people's business. But I think that the keeping to ourselves is a part of the problem. Not in the sense of just not, I mean, back in the day, you can your kids, if they lock themselves out of the house, then they could say knock on someone else's door and they knew Mrs. or Mr. so-and-so's name. Can you call my mom? But now it's don't talk to anybody and you don't interact at all. I think it's important to know who's on your street and who you should be aware of, like just some type of awareness. I think you should really have an awareness.
One's able to stay places a long period of time. Our whole world, our country is transient now. It's like how many people that own a house over 10 years? You know what I'm saying? Everybody's always in motion, different apartments, phone numbers, everything. So it takes time to build that level of community where you have neighbors that you could know that your kids are safe at, stuff like that. It takes time. And that's what we don't have right now. We don't have the old lady that's lived in the same house for 40 years. Yeah. And she knows everything. And she's like, hey, I seen the mailman drop your mail off at 2:00. We don't have those no more.
Right.
So it's really hard to gauge people when you're living your life and stuff like that. So
no, I see exactly what you mean, because I know I move around a lot for sure. So I see that because like my husband, he's still in communication with the people he grew up with from the same street. And a lot of them still live on the same street and neighborhood. They still got the same phone numbers from elementary school. And I'm like, that's amazing because I've never had that in my life.
My mom has lived in the same house all her life.
That's
I've
amazing.
Had 3 houses and I'm only 40. I'm about to be 50 years old. I've lived in 3 places in 50 years. My mom's been in the same crib.
Shoot.
You know what I'm saying?
I've definitely been over 2 hands. I moved around a lot.
I ain't gonna lie. It really might be a generational thing because, man, I have moved around quite a bit, bro. I've lived in quite a few different. I've lived in a bunch of different states and I've lived in a bunch of different places. But I mean, wait, hold on. What you guys are talking about, like, as far as like once you got your house.
No, all of it.
No, I'm saying in general. I think in general, when
Yeah.
you live somewhere, that you should have a self-awareness and a social awareness of who's around you.
Oh, for sure.
You know who lives in that area. You know what I'm saying? Just a couple people, at least a couple people's names, because people genuinely have no clue. I don't know what that neighbor to the left, neighbor to the right. Like I don't know. And it's like you should probably try to find out.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Some people don't want to be swept up in other people's BS. And also, you don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you also don't want to have to deal with the fact, like, bro, listen, I'm telling you, like, I'm so overprotective of my kid, bro. Like, it's bad. Like, it's like I don't even want you to look at my my children's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like it will be not only a conversation, but it will be a
Violence.
a day of reckoning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you liable to meet whoever you believe in, for real.
Yeah. Well,
Like
that's
so,
what
like it's a real thing, you know. And also because of the fact that people be putting on these fronts, man, like for a long time, you know, like it's bad, yo, it's bad, it's bad. Cause
I think.
I don't want to have to deal. I don't want to have to deal with that. I'd rather, you know, high and by. I don't get me wrong. I'd rather be cool. Like for example, me and my line brother, we had a house. Man, we didn't know the person. We didn't know the person to the left or to the right, but we knew them. The Hispanic people across the street from us. We knew them. Yeah,
Mhm.
Right.
like that was a real relationship that developed based off of taking out trash. They would have parties going on all night, and we did not care because there was a couple of nights we had some things going on all night, and guess what? They came through. I know for a fact. It was an apartment complex I lived in. I ain't know the person below me. I ain't know the person across was it like literally like behind, but the dude across from me, I knew him because one day he said, "Bro, your spot is too loud. I'm trying to study for something." I said, "Bro, I apologize." And we were, you know, we just rapped. I said, "Oh, you want to come through? Come in?" He was like, "Man, why not?" Man, we took shots. We started chopping it up from then on. Dog, I had a whole cook. He was at my cook. I didn't care. I was like, bro, nah, he good. He live across the way. But the cops got called. The cops pulled up and they were like, "Oh, well, we were just checking by." Like he was like, "No, they good, bro. This is." He went and talked to him. So you know, like but that.
See?
Like it helps, but the thing is, because time has passed and we've seen so much dark stuff, like I feel like we've become so much more jaded based upon the things in which we've either endured or really have seen other people do.
No, I can understand that, but that's why it's important because we all have just kind of retreated from the limelight, just really kind of being out there and dealing with a whole bunch of people for good reasons. For good reasons, assorted reasons. But that's also the exact activity that has kept us from having a sense of community. Like the same way that you had just one conversation led to a building of relationship. And that's what it is. Like everyone's a stranger until you meet them. Everything's impossible until you do it, right? But boundaries are good because you can meet someone. Like I have a neighbor now where we've talked, and it's like, all right, we've had a little bit of conversation, but they already know where it's like, that was just that day. Like, what I'm saying? We've met. This will not be a regular conversations. We don't have the energy to do that, or where it's like, okay, the kids can speak to each other. Don't talk to my children. Everyone kind of protects their children in a sense where just the adults talk. And it's understood where it's like, I understand because I don't really want you talking to mine either. But I have one that really cool. But guess what? They know don't show up at my house with a plate of food. I'm not going to eat it. Thanks for your kindness, right? Like this, thanks for your kindness, but we just don't do that kind of thing. But I had a neighbor, on my other side, I've only saw one time. They were nice. They died a couple weeks ago because I don't interact with them and they don't really come outside and they don't talk to anybody. They've been dead probably for like 2 weeks. The only reason why I know is because I saw the ambulance out front when they turned the lights off on the way to the hospital. So it's kind of like, I don't think they made it. This has been 2 weeks. She lives next door. Guess the grass not getting cut, but no one else knows because they didn't interact and did not talk to anybody. Like she literally has a basket on her porch that says, if you want to leave a note or mail, stay here. Don't touch the doorbell. She didn't interact with anybody. And then it's like, dang. I mean, I found this lady's cancer came back and she didn't interact with anyone. She's been over there by herself for months. I mean, for over a year that I've been here, just by herself. And it's like there's no reason she should have even been by herself. There's people right here. That's the kind of thing where I think about where I'm glad that she at least called the ambulance, but other than that, she would have been inside that house decaying right next door.
But whose fault is that? Is that her fault for not reaching out to other people? Or are you taking that upon yourself as if, oh, it's my fault she died? And I don't mean to sound like insensitive, but I'm being dead serious.
No, I think that everybody has an accountability department because we're neighbors. You know, we're neighbors and we're adults. If you see something funny, like this is how people creep into the neighborhood if you ain't paying attention to who's supposed to be there versus who's not, right? So if you don't see someone for a long time, I think just as a good neighbor, check in, make sure they're okay. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta have a relationship. We ain't gotta be homies, but your mail is it's piling up on your front door.
My way of when I get my next house, like my way of checking in on if I decide to like be like that. Hey, I was just I ain't seen you in a hot second. I'm gonna leave them a note on their door. I'm just put on it like, hey, look, I ain't seen you in a hot second. I'll just check and make sure you alive. You don't got to do anything extra. Just circle I'm alive. Or I'm not alive.
Yeah.
And leave it right here. I'm gonna come pick it back up on this date. Like if I leave it on June 9th, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come back and pick it up on June 12th, you know what I'm saying, at 6 p.m. And I'm gonna set up my phone just so it's like that. But that's just my
I think that's cool.
Like that's it. Like that's my thing. I don't want nobody to...
I think that's cool because it at least lets them know. Because they might have a good reason why they're like that. Maybe they've been hurt. Family disappointed them. They're hermits. There's a reason for that they're doing that. But at least it lets them know that I've been seen. There's somebody looking out for me. And I think we all want that, even if we don't feel like really being bothered with people. I think we all underneath we want to make sure that we feel seen.
All right, that's fair. I can live with that. Honestly, I know my neighbors on the side of me. Like, shout out to Orlando. That's my dog. I was literally like at home working when her and her son moved in, and I know my other neighbor. And it does help to know people because when I see stuff, I'm like, yo, you good? Boom, boom. Because I'm standing out in the garage, I can see in their backyard. So if something's not right, I can like, yo, is this person good? Do I need to call the folks? What are we doing? So it does help to have someone who kind of knows you. Even though I don't know what their ins and outs every day, but we're at least on speaking terms and texting terms. Or if I do see stuff that ain't too cool, we can go back and forth like, hey, this person good? What we doing?
I think, and this helps when you have kids. I mean, yours is a lot younger. Yours is older, but it's like if you come home, like I saw a little girl the other day. I've never seen her before. I'm not really, we're not outside like that anymore, like we used to be. But she was walking down the street and I noticed that she stopped near a trash can like 2 doors down. And like she looked like she was in middle school. She stopped near the trash can and she's kind of like touching the edge of the trash can. One, that's unsanitary, right? But she was touching the ends of the trash can, kind of like looking like she was pretending to be busy. And I just, I'm sitting in the car about to leave out with my daughter. And I'm like, wait, I'm not pulling off yet because that don't look right. Why is she touching the trash can? Because she don't look like she's pulling it into the house. And I knew she didn't necessarily live there. So I'm like, but what is she doing? Is somebody following her? Is she, what I'm saying? She looked like she was kind of occupying herself and she was out of space because the way that she was just kind of rubbing the handle of the trash can. And then she stood there. She kind of looked at her phone a couple minutes. She looked up and down the street, looked at her phone a couple minutes. And then she just kind of started walking slowly away. I stayed where I was at because I was like, that don't look right. I don't know if if she's meeting up with somebody she ain't got no business meeting up to. Because it was early. The middle schoolers weren't home from school yet. But she was there. And I'm like, that's clearly not her house because she's not taking the trash can in. Like she's still outside. So I'm like, something's up. And I stayed there as long as I could. And then I guess she knew, she finally saw that somebody else was in the car. So she kind of walked around the corner. But I was like, just something simple like that, where if somebody's in trouble, if they're afraid or don't know anybody on that street, they may not even knock on the door to ask for help. They're going to stay outside and try to figure it out. But I'm like, it was one of those situations where I'm like, I don't even know if she even is from this block or what. And then now you don't even know how to extend your hand because people are so dangerous in a sense. Like you don't even know if you can help somebody without somebody calling the cops being like, oh, they're talking to my daughter. They're trying to mess with, especially as a man and a girl and vice versa. Stuff's so perverted now. It's like, you don't even know how to be a good neighbor.
Right.
But we're losing that.
That's another thing. But I mean, honestly speaking, like my I guess I'm always so in teacher mode, especially for me, you know what I mean? Because like my tenure as a teacher's always been like, man, I'm a strict disciplinarian. I'll be like, what are you doing this? Stop touching that truck. Like literally just because of
what?
That's just how.
You?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I'm a strict disciplinarian. Like I done got so many thank yous and videos from these kids this year. It's crazy. Like it's like yeah, nah, he really is like that. Yeah, like it's that's me. So I mean,
See, that's a good teacher.
I know.
I think that community just needs to. We should know our neighbors. We should know. We should know just with the way the economy and things are going. We really need to know what type of resources we have access to in our immediate circle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if the phones go down, an EMP or anything crazy like that, and you can't call your homie from across town, what do you have access to in walking distance? What type of help do you have in walking distance? And it's like we can't just think this is just going to be the end of it, where we're just going to stay inside the house and not talk and ask for help. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't cool. It's really not cool. I would love to know that I have a teacher next door, you know what I'm saying, that understands children if I'm having issues with my child. I mean, I have another neighbor. I only met her because her autistic grandchild walked outside by himself. Like, and he's 7, but he's a little 7. Like, he looks like a 3-year-old child. He walked outside by himself, and she was out in the middle of the street looking lost. And I was like, my son saw her and was just like, let me go see what's going on. And then we found out that she was out there trying to figure out where her son was. So we started asking questions. We go around knocking on the street, you know, other people's doors and stuff like, have you seen this child? I'm asking my kids, have you seen any young kids around the time that you were getting off at a bus stop? And we're just kind of trying to figure it out. But luckily, you know, the police were in the neighborhood and they were knocking on doors. While I was in the house questioning them, a police officer came to my door, and he came to my door because my door was cracked open since we had just been outside. He figured that that's something that a child would do, not closing the door all the way. And he came and he talked to me. And then that's when, did y'all know they have reverse 911 calls? Have you ever heard of that?
I'm sure they can trace it, but I never heard of it mentioned that way.
The reverse 911 calls where they ping everyone in the immediate area and pretty much give them instructions on whoever, like whatever Amber Alert or whatever call or whatever they need them to do. It's a very, very local and concentrated 911 call that they send to everybody else's phone. So they did that to the neighborhood so that we could try to find them. And I want to say like 2 streets behind me, the little boy had made it 2 streets down the road, and he was walking down the street, and one of the family members, I guess, was trying to figure out who he belonged to. So they got the answer from the call while the police were coming down the street. And then we got lucky because just so happened that the police car that picked him up had a nurse in the car that was doing a ride along and a therapist. Just so happened to be all in the car when all of this took place. And I'm just sitting here thinking, I've never seen her before. I've never seen this lady. She keeps to herself. She stays in the house, and she's an older woman. I didn't even know she had a child in there. But apparently her son stays with her. He's a single father, and the little boy's autistic. And I'm like, she had no clue about she said she was scared to tell anybody his condition because she thought that he might get hurt or somebody would take advantage of it. And I'm like, if you just let somebody know that there's an autistic child in the neighborhood, then we all know to be on alert. You know what I'm saying? If something like that happens, if he just walks out of the house, anything like that. But it's like, we can help each other. I understand that people are crazy, but I kind of want to know that too. I want to know if there's a suspicious character 3 doors down that we need to avoid. You know what I'm saying? That interaction, that simple wave, that simple hi, it tells you a lot about people. You know, do they look you straight in the eye? Do they avoid you on purpose? I think that you would be more prepared for any situations if you just indulge, even just at the smallest amount, a hi, just to see how they react so you can take note. All right, not that house. They're not invited to the cookout, and this one they cool and this one nah, you know, but at least you know for yourself and your family.
That's fair. That's fair. Instant switch.
What is that?
Oh, my instance.
And literal.
Yeah. I be mellow out over here, y'all. Y'all understand. You know.
You're in a mood. It's a whole mood.
Always. It's always a mood.
Yeah, so I guess if it was Giselle, he'd have 3 different incenses burning.
No, I'm just replacing that one because it's almost dead. So.
All right, guys. Well, this was an amazing show. Time. I mean, I had a time. I learned so much. Make sure that I interact with my neighbors in a way that makes sense for myself and for my people. And learned so much from RG here, and even I myself came out of some stories that I never ever told anybody before. Yeah, man. RG,
Sir,
how you want to play this?
Uh-oh.
what are we doing?
It's on y'all.
Did your cheeks get tight? What's happening?
Nah. What y'all want to do?
Are we trying to see what you grabbed?
Right.
What? No.
Yeah, I'm like,
Don't worry about it.
You cannot talk to us, then move off the camera like you're about to ta-da.
Right.
We are
No.
waiting. I'm all next to the camera, like, what do you got?
Right.
No, nothing.
Really?
No, nothing.
See?
Right. Okay. Awkward
Thank
close.
you guys.
Hey, thank you for watching.
Thank you, everybody, for spending time tonight, sharing your thoughts. We
The show just came to a crash in the hall. We're like, we are out of words. We
appreciate you all. See, this is when we appreciate Michelle with one L, because she got the whole script. If you guys enjoy what you see and you want to contribute to the cause and donate to the network, you can donate at PayPal or Gains is it yahoo.com or is it Gmail? Because I don't usually say it. We're gonna look. It's not even on there either.
Yeah, it is.
No, it doesn't. It just say our Gains no email is okay. Or you can check us out on the website. www.unitedfront.com.
Oh, you want the website? Why you say that?
Network. There you go.
Why you say that?
Check it out, because we got stuff for you to support, for you to wear, for you to be a part of the movement.
And resource page.
Make sure y'all
exactly. If you need some help, you got some questions. If you have some ideas, if you want to be a part of the network and you want to be a host, there's power in numbers, and we are serious about ours. Building this community. We are not about just words, even though this is a podcast. We are about actions.
So, do something.
You can catch me _ Penny Owens on Instagram. RG.
Yep, you catch me under Instagram under RGainsII. Please be respectful to our direct messages, because we will block you. Don't cut up on us. We are community driven. We'll block you.
And you can find me at Ezelmoon _ or at Fit with Ezel. I'm also on TikTok now. And yeah, man, I have 258 followers and counting.
Nice. Congrats,
that devious smile. I'm telling you, my cheeks is tight. Like, what is he about to say? Anything's about to happen. Like, he just implode.
Nothing. I'm about to look, wow. Guys, I'm good. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. Y'all follow us, show love, and make sure y'all follow Michelle with one L. That's our good sister.
Yes, Michelle.
With us
well wishes, feel better. Thank you for pulling up.
Thank you.
And
yeah, man.
Thanks, ma'am.
This was a great time. Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
See y'all next week. See.